Hello everyone, this is attorney Marco Schiavo from Simmons and Schiavo. For most Americans, the home, the primary residence, is their largest asset in their portfolio, and statistics say that people stay in their homes for about 7 years before they sell them and move on to the next home. So I figured we would do a podcast on how to sell your home, some information about the real estate market in general, and some things like that are helpful for people who are thinking of selling their home or potentially selling their home in the future. So I have with me today Tony McDonell of Campos Homes, Remax Real Estate Center. He's a guest speaker with me today, and we're going to talk to him a little bit about real estate in general. So welcome to the show, Tony.
Thank you. I appreciate being here.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I started in real estate about 10 years ago. I started as a team's intern, learning the back end of the system, trying to get the team back into a technology state, utilizing systems and processes a little bit better. So I developed systems and background processes for the team, and that really got me interested in real estate and how it's a complex system for those who do it once every 5 to 7 years, but on a day-to-day basis, it's actually pretty fun and it gets to be pretty intuitive. So at age 18, went right ahead and got my real estate license at the legal age and started selling real estate that summer before going off to college. And from there on out, I came back every summer and took what I learned in class and applied it to business and created myself just a nice little career. And then after college, I decided, why not continue the business and just keep on going? So I've been out of school now for just about 4 years, been full-time at Remax for 4 years now. My first year out of college, actually, I was the team's head admin while also growing my own business. So while I may have had only 10 transactions that first year, I handled well over 100 transactions for the team. So it allowed me to get experience that most realtors my age, or most realtors that are starting off like I did, different experience and different exposure, which adds a value to not only what I give my clients, but to my business as well.
Mm-hmm. So you're learning it from different angles.
Exactly, and I'm very fortunate that my team and we do over 150 transactions a year.
Wow.
Where the average agent, individual agent across America will do only 4 transactions a year. And so at the time we were a 4-person team with 2 admins. We only had 4 agents selling, so a lot more than 4 transactions per year per agent on our team, which is phenomenal.
That's fantastic. So for people who want to start, tell us the difference. How do you figure out the value of a home? So there's a Zillow, Zestimate, there's a town assessment, and comparative market analysis that you hear of, broker price opinion that you hear of. What are the different ways, and how do they differ?
Yeah. So a lot of consumers go right online and they see on Zillow, they see the Zestimate, or they see their town assessment and think, oh, that's what my house is worth. Well, that's completely false. Neither of those 2 processes or opinions have been inside your home. And likely, neither of them have actually driven by your home. So the Zestimate goes off of all the different algorithm that changes regularly based off every sale that happens, what trends are happening in your area, in your towns. And even if you read their fine print on Zillow, they say 95% of the time they're going to be within 50% of the actual value of your home. So their numbers are skewed. They get people thinking, but it's not really the end-all be-all. Sometimes they can be $100,000 over, or they can be $100,000 less. And I don't like how that sets the bar for some consumers. A town assessment is just that. It's what the town uses to appraise your property to tax you at. A town will dictate their own assessment. Some towns are going to be higher, some towns are going to be lower. That way they can maybe increase the assessment without having to increase taxes, and it looks good to the taxpayers because they don't see the taxes going up. but they actually are because they're collecting more based off of the algorithm there. But again, the town is not coming into your home. They're not looking at what updates you've done or what condition your property is in. And sometimes they look at, all right, well, majority of the homeowners in your area have an updated kitchen, have a new roof, have air conditioning, and a garage. Maybe you don't have one or two or three of those items. You're getting assessed at a higher value, assuming that you do have it. As for a competitive market analysis, a broker price opinion, or even an appraisal, a bank appraisal, those are the three that you really should be concerned about, because those are in real time by a professional's opinion that's seen your home, have come into your home, taken notes about your property, and compared it to 3 to 6 month recent sales. Those are the best three analyses that you can get. A competitive market analysis, a broker's price opinion, those are free, no obligation to you as a consumer. So you can get those any time of the day you want. You just call up with one of your local realtors, maybe your close friend that's a realtor as well, and you can get that done nice and easily. An appraisal, a bank appraisal, those cost $400. So if you're refinancing, you're going to be doing that. If you're selling your home, your buyer is going to be paying for that because they need that for their mortgage. But most of the time, a consumer will go for a competitive market analysis and see where their value lies.
Right. And like you said, it's someone who has come in the home and they've seen the condition of the home, because two homes may be exactly alike on the outside, but one may not have been updated since the 70s and has Formica countertops and linoleum floors, and another one may have granite countertops and a beautiful kitchen and bathrooms and things like that.
Exactly.
So that's key to not just go online and get an opinion of value online, but to actually have a professional in the area who probably works in that area. It's the best person who knows the actual part of town where the real estate is located, I would think. Right?
Exactly. Having someone that does the majority of the real estate in your town will know the market inside and out. And if you really are thinking of selling, they might just have the perfect buyer for you. So you never know. Could be a double win.
Right. And talking about selling in online resources, why should someone use a realtor in today's online world, where you can sell your house and sellyourhome.com or whatever, some of the other websites? Why use a realtor?
Yeah, so that's the number one question that we're put up against on a day-to-day basis when we're doing these comparative market analysis. People think, oh, there's so many buyers out there. I hear that it's a seller's market, and I can list my house for free online, and I don't have to worry. Well, yeah, you can market your home online. That's not where the job ends. That's not what I do. Yeah, I market your property. I try and get you as many buyers as possible. But at the end of the day, I'm here to make sure that not only do we negotiate you the best deal possible, but I want to make sure that your hand is being held throughout this process, because it is sometimes lengthy. It does have ups and downs. My team and I, we've been in the business for over 35 years, and over that 35 years, we've developed a list of 88 different types of turbulence that you can expect to hit during a transaction. Some of these include, you've gone under contract with the buyer, and you as a seller think everything's moving along smoothly, and we find out from the mortgage company that the buyers didn't file their taxes. Well, that becomes an issue, because now they still have to file their taxes. They might owe money. Some of that money might be coming from their savings that's going towards their down payment, and they may not qualify for a loan. So how do we find a way to make everything work? And that's kind of our expertise, is we find any issue that we come across, we make sure that we document it, and we figure out how we learned from it and how to fix it from happening again. So maybe we find a way of taking that buyer that didn't file their taxes, getting them set up with an accountant, getting them done quickly, but furthermore, finding out if their mortgage program isn't going to work. And if it doesn't work, we find out, is there another program, maybe with another lender or with that same lender, that will allow them to still move forward with the purchase. We might have to get a little bit more time. We might have to extend the closing a little bit. But at the end of the day, the ultimate goal is to keep the contract and to keep the buyer and in the home so that we can move forward. So there's a lot of experience that you are paying for by using a realtor than just listing it on your own. The other addition is you might not know what to expect in a home inspection. Let's say the home inspection comes back and the buyer says they want a roof and they want a new HVAC or they want windows, or they start talking about some cosmetic stuff that you might think as a seller you have to give even though you don't. Or you might be saying, oh, listen, I'm not doing a thing, and that could kill the deal. It's our experience that is going to advise you on what things we can do and not do to get a deal that's going to be best for you. About 87% of for sale by owners end up using a realtor at one point or another. And believe it or not, the average for sale by owner leaves about $30,000 to $40,000 on the table after negotiations.
Wow.
So yeah, you might think ahead of time, yeah, I can save my money by not paying the commission, but you're losing an additional 40%, or $40,000, sorry, by not using a realtor.
Right. And in some of the tools that I've seen that you've shown me are things that a homeowner can't do online. For example, if you have a home that is vacant and there's no furniture, or the landscaping needs to be updated, you have tools where on the computer you could show a computer simulation of what that actual room would look like with furniture in it, or what the outside would look like if the landscaping was done.
Exactly.
So that's a great selling point to a buyer, especially for a home that may need some work. Where you're able to show a buyer on the selling end, you're able to market it saying, this is what this home could look like with some small investments.
Exactly.
So
that's a big bonus for sellers today.
Mm-hmm. So how does someone choose who to work with? How do they interview an agent?
Yeah. So a lot of the local people around here call us because we have such a large brand awareness here in the town. But a lot of consumers may not know who to go with. Best thing to do is to, one, interview a few candidates. If you look online, if someone has a good online presence, if they're utilizing their Zillow profile, because that's where all the consumers start looking there. That's where you're going to see their recent testimonials from past clients. You're going to see how many sales they're doing. But don't judge it just based off of that. You're going to want to interview at least 3 different people to see if they're a good fit. There might be someone that only utilizes email and text messaging. And if you're someone that only likes to talk on the phone, that's not going to work well for you. If there's someone that only works 5 days a week and chooses not to pick up their phone or email on Saturday or Sunday, when the vast majority of consumers are out there looking for a home, they might not be a good fit for you or for your market. So working with someone that has great market knowledge, but also great town knowledge. You want to make sure that they are included in the town, they do work for the town, someone that's maybe a part of nonprofits in town like the Rotary organizations and local chamber events, someone that has a great brand presence in town, but also a great personal presence in town, because those are the ones that are giving back. And the more they know, the more it's going to benefit you as a consumer.
And the more people they know, more potential buyers, because they're exposed to more people.
Exactly.
Right.
And the biggest thing, too, is the more transactions they do, the more opportunities they see to have what issues could arise, and then learn from them and fix them down the road. Some people consider, if this person's doing 1 or 2 transactions a year, they're going to have more time for me. In my experience, 1 or 2 transactions a year, even 5 transactions a year, keeps you fed, but doesn't make you hungry. And by doing more transactions, you kind of get a feel for what's worth the money and what's going to keep you going. And at the end of the day, the agent that is doing more wants to keep going, and the agent that's fine with 4 or 5 transactions a year, you might not get the best of service out of them.
Right. This is not something you want to hire your cousin who is a part-time real estate agent to sell your home. You want an experienced person who does it for a living,
Exactly.
Who's been doing it for years and knows the market and knows the business.
Exactly.
And tell me a little bit about what's the difference between using Remax and Century 21 and some of the other offices.
Yeah. So the biggest difference is the professionalism, and by that I mean Remax was started as a brokerage for just the high-end professionals, those who are doing substantially more transactions per year than the average agent. So the average agent in my office here, they do about 20 transactions a year. And that's nothing to laugh at. You know, you look at some of the smaller brokerages, like Century 21, Keller Williams, they might be doing 4 or 5 transactions per agent per year. That doesn't give them enough experience, in my opinion, but it also doesn't, you don't have the agents around you that are doing 20, 30, 40, maybe 100 transactions a year to go run ideas off of. So if you, the agent, run into issues, you don't have anyone to run the issue by and say, hey, have you had this issue before? How'd you solve it? In addition, Remax gives us the tools to say, listen, we understand you're your own business. Whatever you want to do, however you want to do it, go right ahead and do it. If you want to do 3D virtual tours, go ahead and do it. It's all on you. If you want to do branding, custom marketing, websites, you want to do some different advertising, whether it's through online presence on Facebook, Zillow, you want to do print media advertising, you don't need to get, the agent doesn't need to get third party or the brokerage's approval for that. They can just go ahead and do it. Whereas some of these other companies, you have to stick to their methods. And if you're doing the same thing as everybody else, how is your house going to stand out from the competition? Mm-hmm. So by having the leeway to do that is phenomenal. But again, having the people that have the experience and being around people that have even more experience is huge for the agent, which then is a value-added service for the consumer.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Okay. Tell us a little bit about the market. What are we seeing? What are some of the market trends?
So the market right now is phenomenal. And I mean, every town's going to be a little bit different. What happens is Boston kind of spearheads the market. And when Boston starts getting too pricey, people start moving out to the suburbs. So we had the crash in 07, 08. And so those 07, 05, 06 were our highest prices for homes. And we're seeing, here in Foxborough, we're seeing prices drastically jump back to 05, even 06 pricing, which is phenomenal. But in addition to that, we now have a limited supply of inventory, which causes buyers to, which we have a substantial amount of buyers out there, to start overpaying or paying over asking on these listings. So when we get 1 or 2 listings that come on a week, and we have 5 or 6 buyers that come out and put an offer on our property, we're seeing sometimes $20,000 to $30,000 over asking offers. And these buyers are motivated. They are taking away every contingency possible that they can. They're putting as much money down with escrow and deposits on down payments as much as they can to show that to the seller that they are the best buyer possible. And there are some buyers out there that don't understand this concept right now. They're probably not maybe working with an experienced realtor to get them the best deal. But at the end of the day, we're seeing really, really, really good prices out there for homeowners, especially those who maybe bought in 05, 06. They're starting to break even now based off of whatever payments they've made for their mortgage. Maybe they refinanced. Maybe they have done some improvements to the property. So they're starting to see their money back. And on the flip side, buyers who bought in 2009, 2010, 2011 that bought in the low of the market are starting to see maybe $100,000, $200,000 worth of equity just based off of the market, mm-hmm. in addition to whatever improvements they've made.
Right. Right.
So totally a seller's market right now.
Yeah, it's a good time to sell.
Right now we're seeing an average across a state of about 27 days on market. Here in town, if you're priced right and you have the right updates, primarily though if you're priced right, you're on the market for a week before it gets snatched up.
Wow. Well, it's great for a seller.
Yeah.
Be able to put it on, get offers right away, and you do an open house, I'm sure.
Yeah, so we the way we do it is we put the house on like Wednesday, get it marketed online and across the platforms as much as we can. And then we have the open house either Saturday or Sunday for 2 hours. bring everybody in at that one time to get the attraction of all the consumers at once to show this is a really sought after property. Offers start rolling in right after the open house through Monday. By Monday evening, we're under a contract.
Wow. Hot market. So if you're looking for an experienced realtor, give Tony a call. Tony, how do people reach you?
Best way to do it is my cell phone, 508-813-9185. Give me a call, shoot me a text, but that's the best way.
Okay. Again, that phone number?
508-813-9185.
Okay, and your website?
It's Campos Homes, CamposHomes.com.
Great, thank you very much. Again, this is Marco Schiavo from Simmons and Schiavo. Our phone number is 781-397-1700, and our website is www.simmonsandschiavo.com, SIMMONSANDSCHIAVO.com. Thank you.